Hi, and welcome to today's episode of your favorite daily podcast, a couple of things, a podcast about things. Today, I want to, more like ask a question about what is most important. Is it why we do what we do, what we actually do, or the impact of what we do? So some people say that it's the thought that counts, it's what you intended that matters. As long as you have the right intentions, that's all that matters. And then some people say it's not really about action, words and intent and thoughts, it's about what you actually do. And then some people say that none of these things actually matter because you can have the best intentions and the worst things happen. Or like they say, the road to hell is paved with good intention. So which really is it? I don't know. I don't have the answer, but let's do some exploration. So once upon a time, I found a note actually when I was looking for what to talk about today because I didn't really have anything in mind. So I found a note that I wrote a very long time ago. This is probably in 2018, 19, because when I was still writing the newsletter, because it says like newsletter ideas, and at the bottom I have I think that it's not really what you do that matters, but more often why you do things is more important than what you do. And I think it depends. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that because again, like I said, it was a very long time ago, but I think it actually just depends. Let me use a very random silly example. Suppose that you slap somebody now. Maybe not on the face, but maybe you slap somebody really hard on the back. So let's say that you saw a fly or something perching on the person's body, and then you wanted to kill the fly. But the person just receives the fact that you slapped them on the back. Like, it's like, wow, why did you just slap me on the back? And they're hurt, right? It's hurting because you slapped them on the back. Your intentions were good. The action itself, maybe not particularly great, right? The outcome, maybe you prevented them from not being bitten by a fly or something or whatever. But then how they received it was like, wow, this person slapped me in the back. So I guess it can be very hard to determine if the effect, consequence, result of your action is good or bad in some instances, because what if it was just like a random fly that wasn't even going to perch on the person and the fly was just going away or whatever, and then now you just slapped the person in the back for no reason, right? So it can be really difficult to say that, oh, what's the most important thing to focus on? Should it be, or my intentions, or what I actually did, or the consequence of what I did, or how it impacted somebody else in, or other people in a larger group, for instance. I think that when it comes to yourself, the things that you do for yourself or by yourself or with yourself or whatever, in those instances, I think it matters more why you're doing what you're doing, not necessarily what you're doing. So, for example, if you say that, oh, I'm going to start reading a book a day or reading a book every month, I think in that instance, it matters more why you're doing that than what you're actually doing. Because if you don't have the right motives, which leads me to on a whole tangent of what makes a motive right or not, but let's not go there. But let's say you're only doing it, I'm trying to think of what could be a not good reason for wanting to read a book a day, but I can't think of anything. But let's just say that you have a bad reason for wanting to do that, then it doesn't actually benefit you necessarily. And so maybe it doesn't really matter if you're reading a book a day if you don't have a good why, which I know is a bit antithetical to something I said a very long time ago on this podcast, which is that you don't always have to have a grand reason for doing something. But I guess if you do have a reason, the why you are doing it matters. For example, then I think in the instances where your actions impact other people, then I don't think it really matters what your intention is because maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe your intentions are like 30% of the equation, and how it impacts the other people, the consequences of what you have done or are doing on the other person or other people weighs more in that equation, in my opinion. Because you could, I don't know, go into a room and switch off the lights. Maybe your intention was to save energy, but then people start bumping into each other, and then somebody breaks their head or something, and somebody breaks their leg. So your intention doesn't actually matter in that instance, because people have been harmed. So I don't really know. What do you think? Do you think that it's the thoughts that count, or not really is the effect of the thought of the action that was a result of that thought that counts? Also, ask me questions. Submit a question. Submit a question. Thank you. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.